Hello, Sigmas. Have you noticed how women are magnetically drawn to you? Even when you haven't said a word, you're not flexing a luxury watch or chasing attention like the loudest guy in the room, and yet, there they are, eyes scanning, curiosity piqued, compelled by something they can't quite explain. It's not about appearance, it's not about wealth, it's about a rare, grounded confidence that feels more like gravity than performance. Picture this, a dimly lit lounge, buzzing with chatter, laughter, and the scent of expensive cologne. Men are performing, cracking jokes, raising voices, trying to stand out. But there you are in the corner, still, present. You don't need to dominate the room. The room notices you anyway, and then notices you, the one every man is eyeing. She's been scanning for authenticity in a sea of ego. And there you are, calm, detached, self-contained. It's not about trying, it's about being. This is Sigma energy, subtle yet commanding. Women feel it because it isn't needy, it doesn't chase. In psychology, this aligns with the concept of secure attachment, a state where an individual is self-assured, emotionally stable, and doesn't require external validation to feel whole. That's magnetic. Combine that with the principle of selective availability, where your silence suggests depth, and you have a recipe for intrigue. Studies even show that women are more drawn to men who exhibit confident body language and minimal talking, as it suggests mystery and control, two traits deeply rooted in evolutionary attraction. So no, it's not about reciting clever pickup lines or showing off, it's about energy. It's about being fully present and unapologetically yourself. That stillness in a chaotic world, that unspoken strength, creates a contrast too powerful to ignore. As Lao Tzu once said, "Those who know do not speak, those who speak do not know." The Sigma doesn't need to announce his power, he is the power. Let's dive into what makes this energy so undeniably irresistible. Number one, the power of presence. Stillness speaks louder than words. In a world saturated with noise, where dominance is often mistaken for disruption, the Sigma male moves like a shadow, quiet, composed, and powerful in his subtlety. He's not trying to be seen, yet he is, not because he's flashy or loud, but because he operates from a deep well of self-mastery. While the Alpha shouts to prove he's king, the Sigma nods. He already knows who he is. This calm certainty isn't just impressive, it's magnetic. Think of it like this. In a room full of shouting voices, the one who speaks softly but with substance is the one who truly gets heard. The Sigma male doesn't compete in the popularity contest. He has no interest in climbing the social ladder. He's building his own tower somewhere else. That's what sets him apart. He's not a rebel without a cause. He's a strategist with a code. He's not passive but selective. His energy is calculated, not scattered. And this control, this internal discipline, it's irresistibly compelling. Women especially notice. Neuroscience supports the fact that women are more attuned to subtle emotional cues than men, what psychologists call emotional intelligence. They pick up on the confidence that doesn't brag, the steadiness that doesn't sway, the security that isn't loud. When a Sigma male walks into the room, women don't just see him, they feel him. There's no mask, no role to play. He's just there, present, real, and unbothered. And that authenticity cuts through the noise like a beam of light. The Sigma male carries an aura of mystery, not because he's trying to be mysterious, but because he simply doesn't reveal everything at once. He doesn't over-explain. He's not performing for attention. He's observing, thinking, deciding. And this restraint, it's rare. In a world hooked on instant gratification and overexposure, the Sigma's quiet nature becomes a rare commodity. And we all know rarity breeds desire. Psychologically, this taps into a powerful concept known as social value incongruence. When someone appears high value but acts indifferent to status or praise, it creates cognitive dissonance in the observer. The mind says he should be seeking attention, but he's not. Why? That dissonance sparks curiosity, and curiosity is the birthplace of attraction. So the next time the crowd is fighting to be seen, know this. The Sigma male doesn't need to shout. He is the signal in the static, the silent storm, the unshaken presence in a world addicted to noise. He's not just remembered, he's unforgettable. Number two, self-sufficiency. Independence is irresistible. Let's be honest, needy energy repels while grounded confidence pulls like gravity. In a world drowning in noise, there's something magnetic about the man who doesn't chase, doesn't cling, doesn't constantly need to be seen. That man, the Sigma male. He's the guy who can walk into a room, say absolutely nothing, and still command attention. Not because he's arrogant, but because his presence speaks louder than any performance. It's not about mystery, it's about mastery. He's mastered himself, and that's what makes him stand out. Unlike the stereotypical alpha who might peacock his way through a crowd, or the nice guy who tiptoes for approval, the Sigma male moves with calm confidence. He's not desperate for a seat at anyone's table, he's too busy building his own. And that's not just poetic, it's rooted in psychological science. According to research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, autonomy is a core component of adult well-being. It's no wonder that men who embody self-sufficiency and purpose, like Sigmas, naturally exude high value. Women subconsciously pick up on these cues. Why? Because independence signals emotional maturity, competence, and the ability to lead one's own life. That's a recipe for safety, trust, and long-term attraction. But here's the nuance. Sigma independence doesn't mean emotional unavailability. On the contrary, it means he's done the emotional labor others avoid. He's comfortable in solitude, but not imprisoned by it. He's emotionally present, but not emotionally dependent. That's the sweet spot. He's the man who doesn't mind texting you back, but he won't lose sleep if you don't reply. His sense of self isn't held hostage by your attention. That kind of emotional discipline, that's rare, and women sense it instantly. And let's not forget how this plays out socially. While others might perform for approval, the Sigma male performs for himself. He doesn't need applause, only alignment. He's not the loudest voice in the room, but often the one people lean in to hear. That silent strength has its own frequency. It resonates. Because in an age of oversharing, overselling, and overexplaining, restraint is attractive. When a man knows who he is and doesn't feel the need to convince anyone, he naturally sets himself apart. So no, needy isn't sexy. It never was. What's sexy is security. What's magnetic is mystery rooted in mastery. The Sigma male doesn't broadcast his value, he lives it. And in doing so, he doesn't just attract people, he inspires them. Number 3, mystery over mouth, you leave her wanting more. In a world obsessed with oversharing, where brunch aesthetics, relationship drama, and every mundane detail get paraded across timelines, there's something undeniably magnetic about someone who doesn't feel the need to post every moment. This isn't just cool, it's psychological power. Enter the Sigma. The Sigma personality doesn't shy away from the spotlight, they simply don't need it. While others broadcast their highlights, Sigmas remain composed and intentionally reserved, creating a quiet gravity that draws people in without a single word. But don't confuse this for being secretive or playing hard to get. What Sigmas understand is far deeper: the psychology of curiosity. According to research in cognitive and social psychology, humans are wired to pay more attention to the unknown. When something or someone isn't immediately understood, our brains itch to fill in the blanks. Sigmas use this natural intrigue masterfully. They don't over-explain, overshare, or overperform. Instead, they let people come to them, organically intrigued by what they don't yet know. Think of the Sigma as a movie trailer done right. It hints, teases, and leaves you needing more, but never gives the whole plot away. This restraint isn't about manipulation. It's about intention. In a sea of loud personalities fighting to be seen, Sigmas remind us that silence can speak volumes. Their mystique is not performative, it's a natural outcome of self-mastery. They are selective with their words, their time, and their energy, and that discernment makes every interaction with them feel meaningful. There's also a fascinating economic principle at play here. Scarcity increases value. When something isn't readily available, we want it more. Sigmas embody that principle. They're not easily accessible, so when they do share something real, whether it's a vulnerable story or a bold opinion, it lands harder, resonates deeper. People listen, people remember. And let's talk presence. Sigmas don't walk into a room and shout for attention. They shift the energy just by being there. Their confidence isn't loud, it's calm, composed, and deeply rooted. They make people lean in, literally and metaphorically. Why? Because they know their worth. And because they aren't constantly offering themselves up for approval, people respect their boundaries and crave their insight. So while the world scrolls, posts, and refreshes, the Sigma moves quietly, intentionally, not to be mysterious, but to be meaningful. And when someone finally realizes that knowing a Sigma is a privilege, not a right, they don't just follow, they pursue. Because the Sigma doesn't shout to be seen, they let the world watch in silence and wonder. Number 4, purpose-driven living. Passion is power. Sigma males don't drift through life. They navigate it like a calculated storm, precise and purposeful. Every move, every decision, every quiet moment isn't random. It's rooted in a deeper mission. While others might chase trends or seek approval, the Sigma male is chasing evolution. He's not living just to pass the time. He's living to build, to transform, and to lead. Quietly. And here's the kicker. Women notice. Not in the superficial, he's flashy way, but in that something about him feels solid and rare kind of way. There's a magnetic pull to a man who wakes up every day with purpose in his chest and direction in his stride. You see, passion is a form of silent charisma. It's not loud, but it echoes. It's not boastful, but it beams through action. Psychological studies show that people are naturally attracted to those who exude intrinsic motivation. Those who do things because they want to, not because they have to. That's the Sigma blueprint. He's not hustling to impress. He's driven by something deeper, more personal. Whether it's mastering a craft, building a vision, or living by a code, his energy speaks louder than words. And that's exactly what separates him from the crowd. While most are busy performing, the Sigma is simply being authentic, real, rooted. That raw authenticity, it hits different in a world obsessed with filters and facades. Women, and frankly everyone, can sense when someone isn't faking it. They're drawn to the mystery, the depth, the fire that doesn't burn to be seen, but burns because it must. This isn't about peacocking, it's about presence. There's an old quote by Rumi: "Set your life on fire, seek those who fan your flames." That's the Sigma life in a nutshell. He's already lit, and that flame becomes a beacon. The world doesn't just watch him, they align with him. Because in a society full of noise, the man with direction, with passion, with purpose, becomes a lighthouse. So no, Sigma males don't drift, they don't chase, they lead with quiet strength, unwavering intent, and a fire no one can fake. Number 5, unshakable confidence. Quiet but unbreakable. You don't boast, you don't bark, you don't beg, but you believe in yourself, and that belief radiates louder than any shout ever could. That's the essence of Sigma confidence. It's not loud, it doesn't demand a spotlight or need validation. In fact, it thrives in silence, rooted in a deep understanding of self. It's the quiet force that walks into a room and doesn't need to announce itself, because presence speaks before words do. Unlike the traditional alpha confidence that tends to assert itself through dominance, attention, or status, Sigma confidence is self-contained. It's not about flexing muscles, flashing designer labels, or reciting achievements. It's the kind of energy that says, "I know who I am and I'm perfectly fine with it, even if you don't understand me." That level of assurance is rare, and it's magnetic. Here's the thing. Human behavior studies and evolutionary psychology suggest that authenticity and emotional intelligence are far more attractive traits than bravado or boastfulness. When a man is grounded in who he is, when he's not constantly seeking approval or applause, it signals stability. And in a world full of noise and ego battles, that kind of calm composure feels like peace. Women are drawn to that, not because he's trying to impress them, but because he's not. You see, Sigma males don't chase validation, they attract respect. They're not cold, they're selective, their boundaries are clear, and their self-worth isn't tied to others' opinions. And here's what makes it powerful: their confidence is earned, not performed. It's the result of overcoming battles, facing solitude, learning lessons quietly, and coming out stronger each time. This vibe, the "I don't need to prove anything to anyone" energy, speaks volumes. It disarms the superficial and intrigues the authentic. It's not the loudest guy in the room who commands attention, it's the one who doesn't need it. So while others are busy trying to be seen, the Sigma is focused on becoming. He's building, learning, evolving, not for the applause, but for the principle. That's why his confidence is so rare and so real. It's not worn like a jacket to impress, it's built into his spine, and when he walks by, you don't just see him, you feel him. That right there is the Sigma difference. Number 6, selective energy. You don't give it to just anyone. Sigma males are a rare breed, and not just in personality, but in how they interact with the world. Unlike the typical social butterfly who casts a wide net, hoping to catch as many connections as possible, the Sigma male moves with quiet precision. He doesn't operate on the surface, he operates with depth. Every conversation, every glance, every moment he offers is intentional. He's not interested in small talk or fake smiles. He values substance, not noise. And here's where things get fascinating. That selectivity isn't just a personality quirk, it's a psychological strategy, whether consciously or unconsciously employed. Studies in behavioral psychology have consistently shown that humans value what is rare and hard to access. It's called the scarcity principle, and it's deeply wired into our brains. When something or someone is perceived as limited in availability, its value skyrockets. Now apply that to human interaction. Sigma males don't flood people with attention. They reserve their energy for meaningful connections, and in doing so, they create a magnetic allure. This is especially true in romantic dynamics. Women notice when a man doesn't chase validation or try to impress everyone in the room. Sigma males don't need to be seen to feel significant. That sense of inner assurance is intoxicating. It makes every interaction feel special because it is. When a Sigma male speaks, it's not out of obligation, it's because he chooses to. And that choice feels like a reward. His attention isn't handed out like candy, it's earned through authenticity, intelligence, and depth. There's an unspoken power in restraint. In a world obsessed with oversharing and constant connection, the Sigma male's quiet selectivity stands out. He doesn't flood timelines or try to network his way into everyone's good graces. He observes, he listens, and when he speaks or engages, it holds weight. That's the secret. Scarcity breeds value. And because he's not everywhere, when he is somewhere, it matters. Women and people in general are drawn to mystery and meaning. The Sigma male embodies both. His silence isn't shyness, it's strategy. His absence isn't disinterest, it's discernment. And when he shows up, gives his time, or opens up, it feels profound. Not because he tries to be valuable, but because he already knows he is. Number 7, emotional control, the calm in the chaos. You don't get rattled, you don't overreact. You stay cool, and that coolness, it's not just an attitude, it's an aura. Sigma males have developed a powerful skill that most overlook in today's reactive world. Emotional mastery. While many are quick to explode or collapse under pressure, Sigmas observe, they breathe, they process, and then they respond. This self-control doesn't come from pretending everything's fine or bottling up emotion until it erupts. No, it comes from self-awareness, discipline, and a deep understanding of how energy works in a room. Science backs this up. According to a study from the University of California, Berkeley, individuals with high emotional intelligence tend to lead more stable and successful lives, personally and professionally. Emotional intelligence includes recognizing your feelings, understanding where they come from, and channeling them in constructive ways. Sigma males operate on this exact principle. They don't let temporary emotions cause permanent damage. And here's where it gets even more interesting. This calm, composed energy is incredibly attractive to women. Why? Because emotional control signals safety. In a world where many men fly off the handle or check out when things get hard, the Sigma's calmness becomes a refuge. A woman sees a man who isn't easily swayed by chaos and thinks, he can handle life, he can handle me. And trust, that's the foundation of emotional intimacy, but don't confuse emotional control with emotional suppression. Sigma males feel deeply, they're not robots. They're just not controlled by their emotions. They don't break under pressure or become a storm when they face one. That kind of emotional consistency is rare, and rarity breeds value. In relationships, this means a Sigma male becomes the calm during the storm, the safe place amidst uncertainty. He doesn't manipulate with mood swings or seek attention through drama. He leads by example, not through domination, but through grounded presence. And that's exactly the kind of energy that earns not just attraction, but deep, long-term respect and love. So while others spiral, lash out, or drown in their reactions, the Sigma stays steady. And that steadiness, that quiet strength, it's not just a trait, it's a magnet. Sigmas, you don't need to play games, run lines, or fake it till you make it. The very qualities you carry, your independence, your mystery, your quiet strength, are the reasons why women are drawn to you. You attract because you don't try. And that right there is the hidden truth. So Sigmas, watch till the end, re-watch if you need to, and own the powerful truth about your nature. Apply these qualities in your journey. And you won't just attract women, you'll attract the right ones who value the real you. Now go out there, not to chase, but to continue being, because that's what makes you different. That's what makes you Sigma.